In a world that wants us to feel numb and in many ways profits from our emotional numbness, a sensory girl summer just may be the antidote that we need. Welcome to my channel. My name is Vani, and here on my channel, I talk about ways of living a joyous and vibrant life without having it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. You might not have it all figured out. We don't have it all figured out. We're in the right place. So welcome and thank you for joining me. Let's talk about what a sensory girl summer is. Now, I'm gonna keep this simple. A sensory girl summer is simply indulging in our senses. It is getting in touch with the sensual side of things. And you can interpret sensual however you want. The best thing about sensory girl summer is that everything is up for interpretation. There's nothing cut and dry here. There are no strict definitions. But what I mean by sensual is in the literal sense, indulging in our senses. So things like eating slowly, right? For some reason, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out here, I tend to eat fast. Even when I'm at home and I don't have anything to do for a while. And I'm just like, I don't need to eat fast. I don't need to do all that. I want to eat slowly more. I want to really listen to my friends. And when I talk about listening to my friends, I mean listening to them without having a response in mind, listening to them without already thinking about what I'm going to say, right? Really being in the present moment, not just listening to their words, but their body language, their intonation, their tone. And a lot of us think that we're great listeners and we're not, myself included. And I really want to ground myself with my friends when I'm in their presence. I want to see things that I normally take advantage of and see them in a new way. And so when I'm walking through my neighborhood or walking to a new neighborhood, I want to be able to notice things that like maybe I don't see because I'm on the phone or I'm listening to a podcast. I want to notice the trees, the architecture of the houses, the landscaping, the people around. I want to people watch and do that intentionally. And so that is what I mean by a sensory girl summer, really just indulging in all of our senses and really just sitting in them. All right, now for me, a sensory girl summer has 4 pillars. I was about to put 3, 4. And let's talk about what they are. Number 1 is being in nature. Green is the color of things that are verdant, vibrant, alive. And it's not a coincidence that nature is green. And I want to surround myself more in nature. I love to hike. And for context, I am not one of those folks with like hiking boots and like a backpack. I wear comfy shoes that are sturdy, most likely an old pair of sneakers and a water bottle kind of hiker. But still, I still want to go outside. I still want to enjoy nature. I want to be able to touch leaves. I want to be able to hear birds. I want to be able to hear the leaves rustling in the wind as I'm walking. I live near rivers and streams and bodies of water, and I want to be able to just really take the time and listen to the babbling brooks, the rivers, the falls, all those things. There's something deeply beautiful and healing about being in nature. And even if I don't go hiking, going on a solo picnic with myself or friends, going outside to read a book. I did that the other day. I went to the park to read a book. Indulging in nature is a really great way to kind of kick off the sensory girl summer experience. All right, pillar number 2, community. There's so much discourse about community. What is that thing that people say? Having a village or wanting a village, but not being a villager. The loneliness epidemic. And I think a lot of times we let all of that kind of get in the way of what community can be, which is really simple relationship building, not just with our friends, but with our casual connections as well. And I want to do more of that. I want to do more of like, hey, let's have lunch. Not because we haven't caught up in 50, 11 years, not because of some monumentous occasion, but because it's a Wednesday and I want to see your face and I want to talk to you. I want to have more spontaneous meetups. I want to have the kind of meetups where we're having lunch and then maybe we go window shopping and maybe we go to the park and maybe we do this, right? Or maybe we hop from one place to the next. Maybe we have dinner and that turns into happy hour drinks and that turns into like a small kickback at either of our houses, right? I really miss having that as part of my community and I want to bring that back. Speaking of kickbacks, I'm hosting one. I'm hosting a very berry girly poppy brunch for no other reason other than I bought berries at the market and I'm going to make stuff with them and I want people to come and eat it with me. I think sometimes we think that having gatherings have to encompass custom flower arrangement and menu cards and the whole plate setup, because this is what we see on social media, right? And a lot of times those things may not be community, they may be performance. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes. And I want to get back to the casualness of having friends over, everybody kind of sitting wherever they want to sit, on the floor, on the couch, on the bench, and just talking and kikiing and chit-chatting without any expectations of performance or really limiting thoughts on how a community is supposed to be and how a community is supposed to be built. If you see me looking down, it's because I have notes here. All right, pillar number, where are we right now? Pillar number 3, movement. I'm talking about walking, doing all the things, staying active, yes, but dancing, shaking our nyash. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about moving our bodies, our hips, especially moving our waist. I think there's something deeply ancestral and deeply healing about moving your waist, moving your hips, winding, getting all of that energy, all of that stuck, all of those things, kind of just like the stiffness out of you. And I know it's really hard nowadays because even when you go out, everyone is always recording something and it feels really hard to let loose. Especially in public, right? We don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to be, someone's viral TikTok. And so I've been looking for gatherings where phones are either not allowed at all or discouraged, because I feel like that allows people to really just let loose. I am at the age where I remember going to the club and we did not have camera phones in the club. And even if you did have a camera phone, it had no video and it was really blurry. So wherever you went, whether you went to a club or a party, if you knew what happened, you knew what happened. That was it. All we had was memories and vibes. We did not have any proof. And honestly, those were some of the most fun times because you just really got to live in the moment. And like, who cares who made fun of you, who did something, who said something? Because at the end of the day, like, it was fleeting. It was in that moment. And I want to bring more of that back. I want to bring movement back to in my own life. I want to do more solo dance parties. I want to do more dance parties with friends. Movement is really, really healing. It's really, really beautiful. And I want to tap into that more. 4th pillar. Did I mention? Yes, I did mention 4 pillars. The 4th pillar is slowness and stillness. I mentioned eating slowly. I mentioned walking around. I really want to be grounded in the moment that I'm in. I really want to cherish those moments that seem really ordinary, really every day. I read a quote somewhere and it said that a lot of us think that life is lived in the big events, the weddings, the funerals, the vacations, but life really is a bunch of Tuesdays in succession over and over and over again. That is what makes up the bulk of our lives. And when you think about it, those vacations, those weddings, all those things are beautiful and they're wonderful, but they don't constitute what our everyday lives really feel, sound, and taste like. And to me, I think the beauty of a sensory girl summer, which can turn into a sensory girl year, which can turn into a sensory girl way of life, because we're not just stopping at the summer, is really taking those everyday moments and making them special. Not because you have to make them special, because they simply are, right? Every day that we're here on this earth, no matter how ghetto it is, because earth is ghetto right now, every day that we get to spend with our family, our friends, our loved ones, eat great food, be around great company, Do work that we love. And I'm not talking about work 9 to 5 necessarily, even though if you do love your 9 to 5, that's wonderful. Indulge in our creativity. I want to do more of that. I think so many times we are waiting for life to get better in some intangible way before we do things. And the fact of the matter is, Earth is always going to be ghetto, okay? There's always going to be war, strife, conflict. Those things are always going to be true about the world. But that doesn't have to be true to our reality all the time. Our reality, in many ways, can be constructed, right? And this is not to say that isms don't exist, but there is a way to carve out our everyday lives so that it can have more joy, more meaning, more fun, more of all the things that we think we should wait for, all the things that we say, oh, we need a better job for, we need to lose weight or gain weight or blah, 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 blah. All those things are waiting for us. And I really want to revel in that. I really want to bask in that as I embark on my Sensory Girl Summer. I've already embarked on my Sensory Girl Summer, but as I continue to embark on my Sensory Girl Summer. So let me know in the comments below, what are some things that you want to do to kind of like kickstart your Sensory Girl Summer. Till next time, love you all, take care, and see you soon. Bye.